DreAllDay.com.
We're about to talk about school right now. What can I help you with in school? I don't know if I consider myself a school expert, but I did finish school. I went to middle school, graduated high school, graduated from college with a 4-year degree, with a business degree focused in management and marketing from Penn State University. So anybody got a question for me about school, let me help you out. Tell me what it is you want to know about school or what struggles you're dealing with in school, because I think everybody here is either in school or been in school. So what is that can do to help you? Did I apply for a scholarship? Yeah, I probably applied for a couple, not too many. What's up, Bears Football 85? The one and only KJ was the one who asked that question. So I'm taking questions about school. We got our timer going. We got 10 minutes. 10 minutes going on the timer right now. So I'm going to do 10 minutes answering questions, giving you information, what I know about school. So your music teacher did you dirty. What did your music teacher do? How do you deal with student loans? Pay them. Pay them. Call the student loan people and say, listen, what can we work out? They'll probably give you a better deal than what you actually owe. You'll probably be able to get off without paying the whole thing. So just ask them what can you work out, because they know that a certain percentage they're never going to get the money. So basically, if you offering them anything over zero, they'll be happy. Was it hard to choose a major? For me, no, because I knew what I wanted to do. At first, I was a computer science, I think was my major, but then I said, no, let me just do business, because I know I'm going to be a business person. How can I balance basketball and school? Easily, balance them. Go to school, because you got to go to class. Figure out the time you need to study, and then factor in your practice time for the basketball team or the games and things like that. And the next priority you have besides basketball, school, other priority besides school is basketball, and cut out everything else that you need to cut out. Why does everyone else think school is the key to success? I don't think everyone thinks that. I think maybe some people think that. What should I do if the kids in the class are yelling? Well, who are you? Are you the teacher or are you a student? If you're the teacher, then you need to get some control over your classroom. If you're the student, then you need to focus on what you're doing. I mean, unless you want to be the class police officer, try to stop everybody from yelling. It depends on what your role is. Are you a teacher, student? What's your role? If you're watching right now, please tap the screen for the heart so I make sure the connection is good. That's how I actually know. Do I even need college to succeed? Well, it depends on what you're doing. You got to answer that question for yourself. There are people who succeeded who went to college, and people who succeeded who didn't. There are failures who went to college and failures who did not go to college. You can ask me something. I'm doing a Q&A right here. Of course, you don't have to ask me, can you ask? Well, I do horrible at tests, but understand the concept. Some people are just not good at taking tests, but really, for me to answer a question why you're doing what you're doing, I think you'd be better suited to answer a question about your own actions. So why don't you tell me instead of asking me? So I'm taking questions here about school, about your situations in school, about how you can do better in school, how you can leverage school to get to where you really want to go. Now, maybe you want to stay in school. What is it that you want to do in school? How can school be done better for you? You're getting advice from someone who graduated high school, in a magnet high school in Philadelphia called Engineering and Science. I went to a 4-year university called Penn State Altoona, played basketball there, then went on to play pro basketball. Class that I hated in high school, chemistry. Chemistry was a class I hated in high school. Was it physics? All those science classes, they didn't do anything for me. My homie is pregnant. She is 13. She's going to keep it, and the dad left her. Is she too young? Too young for what? Too young is a relative term. Is she too young for what? What are you asking? You hate physics? Well, hey, you might have to pass it just to get through high school. So do what you got to do to get through it. Understand this is a business. How do I not procrastinate? By actually doing things. You don't not procrastinate. You do things. There's a difference between that verbiage. So don't focus on not procrastinating. Focus on getting things done. I can't hear anything because everyone is yelling. Well, you might want to talk to the principal or something about that. What's up, My World 85? Where are you checking in from? Daniela, what's your question? I see you posting like 1 or 2 words, but I have no idea what you're talking about. To have a child and just be pregnant. Well, what does it matter? I mean, the question is, what does it matter to you? Is she too young or is she not too young? Is she keeping the child? Because if she is, then it doesn't matter if she's too young, because she's going to have a child whether you think she's too young or not. And if she's not keeping it, then it doesn't matter, because she's not keeping it either way. So why are you even asking? You from the Netherlands? Shout out to the Netherlands. Question I hate the most. Now, there's no one question I hate the most. What's the most important lesson that you won't learn in the classroom? That your education continues. Your education just begins when you finish school. It's not starting there. It begins. It's not ending there. It's beginning there. And if you want to do great in anything after school, you better keep educating yourself at all times when school is over. Unless you just want to be a cog in somebody else's machine. There's nothing wrong with that. If that's what you want to do, go do it. What's up from Edmonton? She's 13 and she can't take care of a child. Okay, well, what you going to do about it? That's the question. Lilo Midget, what are you going to do about this situation? If you think it's so terrible, how are you going to help? What if I don't get picked from my high school team? I'm a 10th grader. Well, you didn't get picked. You still alive, aren't you? Is porn overrated? I don't know. Tell me why you think that. Can I ask a basketball question? If it has to do with school, you can. But right now, we talking about the topic of school. What can I do to improve my chances of getting accepted to my first choice university? Have good grades, get good test scores, and reach out to the admissions office at that university. Let them know who you are. With a very high GPA and SAT scores and being on a high school basketball team, can I get a scholarship? Maybe. I mean, there's a lot of people going for scholarships. There's no black or white. Yes, you're definitely going to get a scholarship, or no, you won't. So it depends. It depends on many different factors. What kind of scholarship you trying to get? Academic, athletic? What's the situation? If you want to get a scholarship, then apply for a scholarship, and then you'll have your answer. Can you get one? You can, yes. Will you? Who knows? That depends on your actions. What's the point of the school system, in my opinion? I talked about this yesterday. The purpose of the school system was created to create employees. Now, what they consider it now, I don't know, but the world has changed, but the system is pretty much the same. That's something I talked about over the last 48 hours on Periscope. I'm taking all questions about school right now. Does social life need to suffer if you want a good GPA? Too much isolation is a bad thing. But who said that getting a good GPA means being isolated? It doesn't mean that. You can study with you can have a study group of 20 people, and y'all could all get a good GPA by helping each other. The synergy of 1 + 1 = 3. So it doesn't mean you had to be isolated to get a good GPA. It just means you need to do good in school. And there are many different ways to do that. Did my college years go by fast? No, it took just about as long as it took, 4 years. She's smoking and can't stop, like she's too young to have a child. Well, what you gonna do about it again? Why is the U.S. education system horrible? Well, I mean, that's one thing. We can sit here and rail against the U.S. education system, but if you're in the education system, you probably better do what you need to do to get out of it so you can get on to what you want to do next. You might think it's terrible, but guess what? The system that we have here, for the most part, especially if you want to play a sport, you need to get through that system so you can do what you want to do. That's just the fact of the matter. It's a business, so treat it like a business and show up and do your job. What should be my mindset going to school every day? You tell me what your mindset should be. I don't tell people what their mindset should be. I can't teach you how to think. You have to decide how you want to think for yourself. So that's a question that you need to be answering for yourself, not someone should be answering for you. We got 3.5 minutes going here. We're talking about school, how to succeed in school, if you want to play a sport in school, what the problem is you got in school, what challenges you're facing in school, what successes you're having in school. Somebody tell me about a success they're having in school. I'm hearing all this negativity. Have I ever cheated on the test? Probably. Not any one specific time I can think of, but yeah, probably I've cheated on the test. I've had people cheat off me when I was good at a subject, or even sometimes when I wasn't good at a subject, I had people cheat off me and we both got the wrong answer. What's the best book in my opinion? The best book is called Buy a Game. It's by Dre Baldwin. You can read it for free. You go to dreallday.com/buy a game. Do I think private school is better than public school? I have no idea because I never went to a private school. Did I ever get suspended in school? Maybe once or twice. I'm applying to school, so that's a success. Yes, that is a success that you're applying to school. You're taking the actions to get you to the next level. That is a success. Then the next success you're going to get is you're going to get accepted to a school. So make sure you apply to enough schools that even if only one of them accepts you, at least you got one school to get into. When I come home from school, it's mad dark, so I can't play basketball. And what you mean? They don't have electricity where you live? They don't have lights where you live? Where do you live? Should it be education over sports or sports over education? Both. Who said it had to be one or the other? You can be educated and play a sport. Is junior basketball team as important as a senior? You tell me. I don't even know what the junior basketball team means. So you tell me if it's just as important. Since you're asking a question, you're obviously thinking about it. So tell me your opinion. Join the gym if it's too dark. Yeah, join the gym or turn on the lights. I mean, there's electricity where you live, ain't it? I mean, you on a smartphone. You got power, don't you? So turn the lights on. Go get somebody's car and shine the headlights on the court. There are ways to create light. Start a fire. Do what you got to do. Go to Amazon, buy you one of them flashlights that people be carrying around in the movies. You know, the ones they carry with the little handle. Do what you got to do. It being dark outside is not an excuse to not play basketball. I never heard that one before. You got to be a little bit more resourceful in your thinking. We got 90 seconds left, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking on the topic of school. What should we talk about next? I'm looking for a good topic to talk about next. I already got a bunch of topics, but if I hear one that might be better for the moment, then I'll do it. You think I could join soccer in college when I wasn't playing in high school? Yeah, if you become good enough to make the team, you can do anything you want. What's going on, Bia Biutza? If you're good enough to make the team, doesn't matter what you did in high school once you walk onto a college campus. If you can make it, you can make it. I don't have access to a basketball court to practice. What should I do? You should get access. Go find one. I would go play, but my parents don't let me. How do I convince them? Sit down and have a conversation with them. Let them know how serious it is to you and also what you're going to do in exchange for them letting you play. See, just saying I want to play. See, people sometimes ask for things that they want and they tell the other person how much it would help them to do that thing. But what you need to do is tell the other person how much it would benefit them to allow you or to help you. That's the most important thing. Read the 48 Laws of Power. Robert Greene has a good chapter on that. Communicating with young athletes. What about it? I'm in the middle of conversation about what do I talk. I am talking about school. Biat Bootsa. How you in the middle of a conversation but you in Periscope leaving comments? Which one is it? Right now you in the middle of this conversation. Ladies and gentlemen. Oh, you were saying for the next topic? Oh, tell me what that topic was one more time. Now I forgot what you even said. All right, we got 20 seconds left, ladies and gentlemen. All A's, success for my goals. That'd be great. Congratulations if you did that. Comparing yourself to others. You should talk about failure. Maybe a topic on traveling since you traveled a lot. How can I organize my athletics for school so I can constantly be working out and working ball? By organizing it. I mean, you know how to read and write, don't you? You know how to tell time. You know how to read and write. You know how to tell time. Set it up. Communicating with young athletes, talk about life. Well, everything I'm talking about is about life, but I don't know anything else. I don't know about death. The only thing I can talk about is life. So all of these are life. But I will be right back. The timer just went off. Stay tuned. We're coming with the next topic in this Q&A marathon, DreAllDay.com. This video, I'm sure you were entertained. Make sure to stay connected with me on all your favorite social networks. Twitter and Periscope at DreAllDay. Instagram, Dre Baldwin. Facebook /Work on Your Game. You can bookmark my YouTube channel by subscribing, of course, and the website is workonyourgame. That's .me, workonyourga.me. And of course, my homepage is my website, DreAllDay.com, so you can know exactly what I'm doing, exactly when I'm doing it, and how you might be able to be involved. Work on